Hi everyone, welcome to Honey Drops Tarot. This is a reading for the sign of Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. Scorpio, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for all of your likes, shares, and subscribes. I truly appreciate it. Just a quick note, please do not fall for any scammers. I will never reach out to solicit for a private reading. I do offer private readings, and if you're interested in signing up for one of those or in making a donation, the information regarding that can be found in the About section of my YouTube page, and I thank you so much in advance. Scorpio, this is a very special bonus reading all about the messages from your future self. And it's based on a meditation that I did many years ago where my future self thanked me for everything that I was going through today. So every struggle, every investment, every heartbreak, every success, everything that my future self was thanking me in this. It was a guided meditation on YouTube, and it was very, very impactful. And I just thought, you know, that would be a beautiful reading to do for you today. And I'm very excited because I have two new decks to show you that are so beautiful. The first one is the Healing Heart Oracle, which will be your overall energy. And then this brand new baby, it's the Mira Visions deck by James Eads, who has made so many beautiful tarot decks. He's such a tremendous artist, and I bought it from him directly. Always good to buy from people directly when you can. It's a lenticular deck, so each card has 2 images on it, and an oldie but a goodie, clarified by the Mystic Mondays Tarot. So cards have been pre-shuffled, and we're going to get the overall energy. Actually, I would like to burn some Palo Santo first because Spirit just asked me to burn some. So I will, to clear the energies for Scorpio. Thank you, Spirit. All right, Scorpio. I have a thank you, Spirit, message for Scorpio, please. Well, Scorpio, yeah, number 10. 10 in the major arcana is actually the Wheel of Fortune. But this card says betrayed heart. Risk opening up to life and love. Betrayed heart. Risk as in take the risk to open up to life and love. I mean, that's a spectacular image. We can see here it's almost like a little bit of bleeding heart. Spirit's saying be careful with that. Be careful with the bleeding heart. You know, it's interesting that they paired it with the number 10 card, because it would take a pretty tremendous individual to be able to associate a betrayed heart with good fortune. But it's that idea that redirection is God's protection. And if somebody betrayed you, it's better to find out than not to find out. Because then at least you know what you're dealing with. And in that sense, it becomes a blessing, because you see somebody for who they really are. And, ooh, Spirit just said, and just remember, sometimes people show you. Sometimes people tell you. And it's your job also as an autonomous being to listen to it, to see things as they are. This is now, okay, 3rd water sign reading. All the water signs got this message. Take things at face value. take things at face value. Don't go overboard with catastrophizing anything or speculating. Just see something for what it is. I mean, this is a stunning image. It's really beautiful in its own way. But it's almost like recreating the heart chakra. Like if the heart chakra was somehow decimated, how do we take all the pieces and put it back together? It's like that Japanese art, which I never remember what it's called, when a porcelain bowl or a bowl of some kind or piece of pottery is broken, and then they have this art form where they mend it, they put it back together, and the cracks, you can still see the cracks, and the cracks are almost highlighted. They're almost emphasized within the pottery as a reminder of where it was broken, but also in the beauty of putting it back together, which is what I read here. So I'm gonna get 8 cards for the face spread, past, present, and future. Advice from Spirit. This is a very heavy deck. It's very, very, very weighty, very dense. It's packed full of information. Two more. Thank you. Okay. In the past energy, amazing. I'm not biased or anything because it's a Cancer card, and I'm a Cancer. Number 7, the Chariot card in the Major Arcana. And its counterpart is the Spirit plane. The Spirit plane, can you see? Still getting the hang of this one. I hope that it's cool and not distracting, but I'll try to hold it still. How awesome is that? Oh God, I love it. The Chariot card represents Cancer energy, and it talks about quick movement forward, victory. It can also represent travel. But it talks about a mastery over the light and the shadow aspects of who we are. It's not about blighting out the shadow, the darkness within. We all have a little bit of darkness. But it's like a coming to some kind of peace with it. Almost like, see, this car is in the darkness. It's like being able to navigate the darkness when we come upon it. Not finding ourselves lost, because in a way, this is like Spirit's energy. Like, thank you, Spirit. It's like Spirit guiding us in the darkness. And then its counterpart is the Spirit plane. The Spirit plane, which is just very 2001. Portals opening to other dimensions. Your past energy was about opening up that Spirit plane, opening up access to it. Number 1, recognizing that you have access to it. Recognizing that you have the psychic ability, the clair abilities to even understand that there is such a thing, that there are other levels of experience, and that we can quantum jump into those levels of experience if we so choose. But it starts with where we are in our groundedness. Like We're spirit, we're of the universe, we're created by the universe, of the star stuff of the universe in our DNA, etc., etc. But we are first and foremost on Earth living a human life. So we kind of also have to make peace with that too, that we're in a body and that body is decaying every second of every day. And yet our body up until now has lifted us through so many experiences, carried us, propelled us, kept us safe enough up until now. Even if we've experienced a lot of shadow energy, we're still here. So there's this recognition of who you are in the earthly realm first, and then the magic happens. Like when I did that, it was like blink of an eye. Whoops. What's that? What are these crazy dreams and visions and psychic downloads that I'm getting all of a sudden with the way the world is now? So many people came to their spiritual awakening during the pandemic. And then they start to realize, like, in this earthly material world plane, what have I been valuing? Do I have to continue to value these things, or can I value something different? Can I change my mindset and then change my reality? So good. 3 of Embers, 3 of Wands. So now, 3 of Embers, 3 of Wands. 3 of Wands energy is all about having made a decision about which direction we're going to move into. And it's a little bit of a waiting game. And with the 3 of Embers as its counterpart, it's almost like you set out an intention to the universe, and then it's almost like you're waiting for spirit to kind of come drag you along, grab you by the hands and say, let's go. Let's go. But where are you going to, right? Could that potentially be really scary for you? Where are you dragging me to, spirit? Where are we going? Because this is a card of travel as well. Where are we going? Spirit, what do you have to say to that? What's the clarifier? Wow. 3 of Wands again in the reverse. It's almost like saying, stop questioning it. Trust, trust, trust. You don't have to wait too much longer. Or you don't have to wait at all. You understand. I feel it because this is the past energy. I feel as though like they already kind of sucked you through the vortex. Wow, take that as a synchronicity. Look at how, I mean, 78 cards is a lot of cards. And you got the 3 of Wands twice. But they're saying it's like you're not having to wait. You're being dragged. But it's not scary. You're not being dragged against your will. Because you're curious. Scorpios are curious about the world. All the Scorpios I know, they're deep and they're curious and they always want to know more. They don't always tell you about themselves. They don't always let people in. But they love to know about others. They love to figure out other people, how other people tick. So the curiosity is there. It's the great frontier, Spirit just said. It's like the great frontier of your own beingness, your own reality. You're like at this threshold, you're staring it down. Oh, that could really scare you though, Scorpio. Like for me, it's just like, okay, when do we jump in? I'm down, but for Scorpios, I don't know if you're always down with that. Sometimes, I mean, of all the water signs, you are definitely the most Spirit, what's the word you want to give? It's just a nuanced. You're the most nuanced of the water signs. What does that mean, Spirit? In what way? It's funny too, because I feel as though of all the water signs, you're also the water sign that is most similar to air signs with your curiosity, because you're not just curious on the mental, intellectual, you're curious in the spiritual, emotional. You bridge that gap. You're interested in the depths of emotion, but it's nuanced how you do it. It's subtle. When Cancers do it, it's really kind of like on the table. But when Scorpios do it, I always like to make fun of all the Scorpios in my life because they play the long game. Scorpios are known for the long game. Like, you can wait it out and wait it out and wait it out till the cows come home when it has to deal with other people. When it's with you, maybe you're a little impatient. In the present energy, couldn't be more beautiful or synchronous. The Death card, Major Arcana number 13, Scorpio energy. You showed up in your own reading. How beautiful is that? Very significant when the Major Arcana card for the sign shows up in their reading. It really tells me that I'm speaking to the Scorpio contingent. It's like cementing it for me. It's like no doubt about it. The counterpart to this is past lives. It's this understanding that we've closed out a lot of cycles now, and we've healed perhaps some karma, some trauma embedded in the fiber of our cosmic DNA. And that all your past lives are kind of behind you, carrying you, lifting you, informing you about what's going on in the present energy. There's a major shift that is happening in your life in this present moment, and from whenever you're watching this, even if you watch this 10 years from now, in the present moment from when you're watching this, right? Because time is fluid. There's a lot of change happening in your life, but it is change for your highest good. Because it's clarified by the Tower, another Scorpio energy, Scorpio and Aries. Number 16, that's the counterpart to the Tower, is the Shore. The Tower talks about energy of great shock, awe, and upheaval. Something being built on a shaky foundation. Look at that, see? It's almost as if you can see here this beautiful house, but it's like on this cliffside, and it just looks a little dicey, doesn't it? It's just like, it's not quite teetering off the edge, but it's a little dicey. And then the shore, kind of these tumultuous waves. There's like shipwrecks in the background, ships and shipwrecks in the background, and these like fiery embers here. It's very tumultuous. But it's not called like the waves. It's not called the ocean. It's called the shore. So suggesting that there's been a lot of tumultuousness and upheaval and shock and awe and surprise. And perhaps you're just trying to find the shoreline, home base, a place of, what's the word? I know the word, it's on the tip of my tongue. Orientation. Thank you, Spirit. You know, they say I don't swim, but when they say that if you're swimming out at sea, like if you are at the beach and you swim out really, really far, and then you get caught, and you're drifting out, the mistake that people make is that, it's hard for them to get over I don't know what they call it, the breaking tides, or the tide that keeps you from really breaking through back to the land. They always say for swimmers, don't swim directly towards the shore, because the wave will just come batter you right back out again. Swim, if you see the shore, swim parallel to it, so that the wave gently brings you closer and closer and closer to the shore. It's all about orientation, which, to have orientation like this, what does that even look like? Spirit, where are we going with this? Because there are a lot of things. I'm getting a lot of messages. So in your present moment, you're just trying to find your way to solid ground. You're trying to find your way to the shore again, because you're closing out all of these past cycles, and it's very almost disconcerting, right? When we actually let go of our past, sometimes we can have a little bit of an ego death, because it's almost like, but my past defined me. If I don't have my past, I don't even know who I am anymore. If I don't have my past pain, what does the present me look like? Because I've sat so much in that pain. What is that? What does it even look like anymore to have something healed? It's interesting though, because this is in relative to now. Okay, I just got it. Spirit just gave it to me, because we're talking about orientation, right? Talking about, this is a past, present, future layout, but it's different for you, Scorpio, because Spirit just gave it to me. The orientation for you right now is very fluid. All of these energies in your reading right now, think of them as that ocean. And so I read this as part of your past energy, but it's like echoing throughout your life, past, present, and future. Because when we're approaching energy like this, concepts like the spirit plane, there is no past, present, and future. It's just one infinite space. And to really try and use your monkey mind, our monkey mind, to elevate our consciousness to that kind of enlightenment, to get to that space where we understand that we're the shore. We're the point of orientation. And the ocean of the universe swirls around us. Like, we're not floating in the sea of it. It's floating around us. I have no idea what, I mean, I know what I'm trying to get at. I hope that I expressed that. These are concepts that you're actually contemplating right now, and I think it's really frustrating, because we can't get to that level of understanding about ourselves until we've done a lot of inner work. Because essentially what I'm saying to you is that you are the center of your own universe, right? You are the very center. You are the light at the center. And some people cannot handle that. They don't think that they're that important. See, look at this, even here, see that? All the past lives They're all swirling around you. You're the center, you're the nexus. It has to do with orientation. I feel very strongly about this. Can I have a clarifier? 2 cards came out. The Star and the Emperor in reverse. 2 major arcana cards. Spirit is very divinely connected to your reading right now. This is Aquarius energy. This is Aries energy. The Star talks about wish fulfillment and healing. We often use, right, the North Star at sea as some kind of navigational tool. Navigation, orientation, directionality. I think this is all about directionality. So it's almost like we know where we want to go. The problem is we have no control. And when we don't feel like we're in control, things feel chaotic in our heart. Things feel like they're getting away from us. The Emperor is the power of all 4 kings in the tarot. And when that divine masculine energy starts to lose grip, right, of things in the material world in lieu of something else, that's terrifying. It's terrifying to the ego. Okay, so Spirit is showing me so I was like, what's another way I can describe this? So I'm sure a lot of you have experienced sleep paralysis, where your brain wakes up before your body, and some people say that it feels like there's like a ghost or an alien or a presence in the room because it's like controlling them. Like you can't move your body. You want to scream, but you can't. It's absolutely terrifying if you're not sure of what's happening to you. It can happen sleep paralysis, sleep apnea. But it's actually astral projection. When you separate from your body and you can move outside of it. I cannot control my astral projection yet. You have to be in a certain theta wave sleep and wakefulness. You have to be in that space of in between. But I have experienced a lot in astral projection. I see my twin in astral projection all the time. We meet in the astral realm. But the first time I astral projected, I fell asleep in the middle of the afternoon, much like it is right now. Conditions, much like it is, like bright sunlight coming into my bedroom. I had just officiated a wedding, actually, and I was exhausted because I was like, oh God, social energy, right? I came home in the middle of the day, exhausted, and I fell asleep with the TV on. And I could hear the TV. I could hear the cars outside the same window. But my eyes closed, and I started to float. I could hear everything in my room. I could see everything in my room, even though my eyes were closed. I could not move my body at all. And I was filled with that fear because I felt that experience before. Absolutely terrified. Oh God, when is this going to be over? Terrified. And then I realized, but I can see everything. I can hear everything. Maybe I'm outside my body. Maybe I'm astral projecting. All these thoughts were going inside my mind as I wanted to scream, right? So something came over me and I surrendered to it. If I'm outside of my body forever, then I'm outside my body forever. If I leave this earthly plane on this bed on this day, So be it. And I was instantly catapulted. When I tell you, like a slingshot, outside of my body, all the way into outer space. I promise you, I know it sounds crazy. Unless you've astral projected, then you know. I was looking out the window on what I can only describe as the International Space Station, because I was looking down at Earth through a gigantic, like, porthole. The glow of Mother Earth below me. And I was looking out this window and I was like, oh my God. And as soon as I said that in my mind, came right back into my body. My eyes opened. I was in my bed and I was not dreaming. That was not a dream. That changed my entire life, because the death drive, right, that Freud always talked about, fear, it's like, in a sense, I had experienced being separated from myself, and I experienced something beyond, perhaps like you are. And it changes your whole worldview when you surrender to it. Not everybody can do this, Scorpio. It may seem like a curse because maybe you just want to live a normal life. But do you? It's your choice. In the future potential, 8 of lotuses, 8 of chalices, 8 of cups. Look, I mean, look at the imagery. This person, look at this imagery. Okay, this is crazy to me because I didn't really like focus on it. I don't usually like look ahead at all the cards. I just go channel the messages as I move through the cards. You can see this person here with a cane, like a walking stick, a cane. They look a little bit older. Like it's difficult for them to walk, almost like they have a walker. The 8 of chalices is walking away from something because you know there's something better. It's not bad where you are, but you know there's something better. Look at that energy. It's like freaking Atlantis. This whale. You know, they say that whales are like the ancients of our planet. There's still so much mystery about the ocean and the whales and where they came from and how long they've been on this planet. It's almost like here you are stepping into this otherworldliness, because it's like you know that you can't stay there. When there's, you know, it reminds me, I'm gonna nerd out for a second, but it reminds me of this movie. It was a Star Trek film, like the old cast, the original cast. It was like Star Trek 4 something something something. I don't remember what the title of that movie is, but it was about how they, you know, whales have gone extinct in the distant future, and so they travel back in time to bring the whales to the future to communicate with distant life. I mean, this is really, really heady reading for you, Scorpio. I mean, it's not going to resonate with everybody, and that's cool. It's clarified by the Ace of Swords. Ace of Birds. This is Epiphany. Ace of Birds. Look at this card. You know what this reminds me of? This Ace of Birds. It's like when you read about how they unearthed the pyramids after many millennia, because it's all overgrown. There's some pyramid structures in South America, Central America, that are still buried. But, you know, ground penetrating radar can tell that they're there. This is kind of like this. It's like you can clearly tell what's underneath the snow. But it's just about unearthing it. Ace of Swords is clarity, enlightenment, epiphany. The Spirit is bringing directly to you. It's so beautiful. About what it is that you're walking away from and what it is that you're diving into. Advice from Spirit. 4 of Pentacles, 9 of Swords. Well, this is very fraught energy. 4 of Trees, 9 of Birds. 4 of Pentacles. Let's talk about this card first. Can be protective energy, like cherishing something very closely, holding on to what we have very tightly. Oh, it's difficult for some of you out there to really, you know, I told you I can't master astral projection yet. I have tried and tried and tried. It's been years. And I astral project. I can't get any further than just like maybe a foot above my body. It's like Spirit gave me a taste of outer space. And then they said, nope, that's enough for you for right now. We just want you to know what you're capable of, but you still have work to do. So it's almost like maybe Spirit just gave you a taste. But for you, maybe it terrified you. It left you feeling out of control. Even though part of you, it's like what you wanted. You want this experience that's otherworldly. But you also want to hold on tightly to what you know, what's comfortable, what you understand, what makes sense. See, here I see all these trees, ducks in a row. Everything that is structured and makes sense. Because anything else would cause you anxiety. Looking down the face of this gnarly bird, causing you so much anxiety. But it's, in a way, it's just like facing the fear is precisely what will eliminate the fear. Can I have a clarifier, please, Spirit? Share a piece of advice. Temperance. So beautiful. This is a long reading, Scorpio. I hope you're still with me. Temperance, Major Arcana, representing Sagittarian energy, number 14. Transmutation. Temperance is all about patience. It's taking something and transmuting it into something else. It's almost like I see these things. This is such a great deck. It's so simple and yet so pungent. It's so like, not pungent. Why did I say pungent? That's interesting. It's like, it's so succinct in the way that it communicates. You're taking disparate pieces of information that are helping you on your spiritual path, and it's coalescing. It's becoming this great nexus of wisdom for you. But it's a process. All of this is a process. So have patience with it. That's your reading, Scorpio. I hope that it resonated. If it did, please like, share, subscribe, comment down below. Please hit the bell notification to be updated as to when I post new readings. Thank you, Scorpio.